What up, Internet? We're back at it once again. Like always, my name is Keontae.
And I'm Jesse.
I'm Tyler.
I'm still Ricky.
And this is yet another episode of, whatever. If you've kept up with us for this long, we're still here, just to let you know.
And we'll give you props, man.
We give you props, especially if you've been here since day one, if you've been with us since the cradle. If you're going with us from the cradle to the grave, got nothing but love for you.
And we ain't dying anytime soon. Hopefully.
Yeah, we're not dying anytime soon.
I mean,
so
some of y'all
keep
are.
going. But anyway, so what we're talking about today is, well, like I always say, I never think it's a special. I never think we talk about anything special. We just talk about the things that everybody thinks about on occasion.
I think all the time that we get to spend together is special.
But it doesn't mean we're
Most
talking
of the
about
time.
anything special.
One day.
I mean, you know.
One day we're all gonna have to sit down and talk.
But
It's
it
like,
could be special to somebody else.
It could be
Like
special
me.
to someone.
one of these days we're all just gonna have to sit down and one of us will be like, "Listen, guys, I'm having a kid, so
That'd be
Tyler,
interesting.
I'm trying to adopt a kid.
You're
Or get adopted.
you can't. Okay. That,
Okay,
Yolanda, if you're hearing this, you heard it straight from the mouth, okay?
he wants to be adopted. You get adopted by a Chinese couple.
I'm trying to adopt a kid.
You can't take care
You
of
can.
yourself.
I was about to
Yeah.
say, Tyler, love doesn't really necessarily feed a child.
I can give baby food.
Baby food's actually kind of expensive.
Hey, can men get
Applesauce.
WIC if they're the single parent?
I believe so. Because WIC is.
But he doesn't have an income.
It's more for the child than anything.
How can he adopt if he don't have an income?
Well, I mean, if he has a, no, I'm just saying, like, if he just had a kid, like, he had a kid, mama left, he has, the child, like,
I'm with child.
can he get WIC?
I mean, I'd imagine WIC is
Probably.
for the children, not for the woman.
Yeah, but I've never heard of a man having WIC before.
I mean, how many times do we hear about the man being the single parent of the child? I'm not saying it don't happen, but if nothing else,
Wait, I don't want that to happen.
based on statistics, it's usually not the norm.
That in media.
Right.
Now, I can't say I can quote the statistics on that. I don't look up that kind of stuff, but I
No,
do know
I
it's
get
in
you.
the
I
other
get you.
favor.
Society doesn't highlight that. They only highlight the other.
So when y'all gonna throw the
Double
baby
standards.
You not having one.
shower? But I mean, I'm not having.
Men
one,
don't
but-
get baby
You're not
showers.
adopting one.
Yeah.
Men don't get baby
Yeah.
By
showers.
the end of this year,
You're not going to be accepted. Your application is going to be revoked.
you can't say no to this smile.
It'll be
They
deemed
actually-
that you can't take care of the child.
Yeah, they actually evaluate you too, like
Yeah.
psychologically in
I
a
don't
sense.
know
don't
about
they?
that.
He'll finally get checked out like I've always
I'm trying
wanted.
to get me checked out.
It would be
You,
great.
you can foster a kid, but even
I
then,
know all about the adoption process. One day, by the end of this year,
It's not going to happen.
it's actually a very long
You better get a
process.
job. You don't want to work and go to school and have a kid at the same time, do you?
I mean,
shout out to the people that do that, but
That's hard.
That's hard
That's
work.
hard work.
That's one of my point.
I got this bed, this chair, toys, snacks.
Yeah, you buy a crib because that baby's not gonna be able to sleep with
Snacks
you.
is
'cause
like-
that's
I mean, I
the
don't have to get a baby. I can get like a 2-year-old.
That's terrible.
Why?
As a child.
I get like this little part of the bed and they get the rest of it.
or you sleep on the floor.
Yeah, better that.
Okay.
I mean,
I mean, you say you got snacks, but what are you going to eat? Let's be honest. I know you. What are they going to eat?
savage.
I'll eat whatever I gotta do.
You know you can't tell that kid to eat your veggies because you barely eat your veggies.
Yeah, but I'm a daddy. I'm grown.
Eat your veggies. You don't.
I eat carrots and spinach, potatoes, corn,
You fry your carrots.
Potatoes and corn hardly count. They're starches.
peas,
Peas are alright.
Maybe, but peas are gross.
Brussels
Peas
sprouts.
taste like pea.
You've never had Brussels sprouts.
You
And
can't even
broccoli,
spell. You
gross.
can't even spell Brussels
Yeah,
sprouts.
can I not
Broccoli's
spell
great
it?
with cheese. Oh, broccoli and
Ugh,
cheese soup.
That makes it worse.
That's so good. Don't make me hungry.
Subway has some.
I've caught myself. Oh, right now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, we're really off topic about what we were initially going to
What
talk
do you mean
about.
off topic? We ain't even started yet.
Yeah, sure.
I shall talk and whatever.
Just talking.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Alright, but I guess we should go ahead and zero in on it. Alright.
And we actually have a topic planned for today. We're not winging it.
Yeah, we have a fairly solid one. Now, as far as like bullet points, that's being long.
We have a thesis.
Yeah. Thesis statement, that's it.
Copyright with copyright.
We don't even have the full first paragraph. It's just the
Yeah.
thesis statement.
So where do I go from here?
Ask your English
nowhere
teacher.
but up.
Or professor.
Once you
whichever
hit
one
rock
wanna
bottom,
call
you
it.
can go nowhere but up.
I
Ricky.
mean, I already did, so I'm going up.
But what if you're already at rock bottom? You set your standards at rock bottom.
Then you good.
I mean,
Hey,
it works,
Tyler's
I
already
guess.
said. I said the bar is so low, and then I just
We're
Kill
supposed
it.
to jump over it every time. Well, I don't know what y'all don't get about that.
I mean, you can't set them too low, or nobody wants to give you the chance to.
But the person that does,
I feel like Tyler says he sets his bar low, but he actually has it set really high. So when people throw themselves at him like they already are,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh, yeah,
he
yeah.
he's just like no.
nah, my
No.
bar
It's
is.
like, whoa, I did not expect you.
That's a
No,
lot.
no, that's a lot, Tyler. You are too picky.
Tragic.
We've
Bars
already.
on the ground.
His bar may be low, but it's such a specific shape that only a certain person can get through it.
It's got a
It's
hoop.
not
It's
specific,
got a
I'm
very
just-
specific hoop.
Yes, it is. He doesn't have a bar. He has a hoop.
Nah,
It's like it's not even a hoop. It's like a star.
It's hoops.
I'm not
You have to,
picky. I'm
like-
just waiting on this Victoria Justice thing to happen.
What?
So
That's
something
it.
that's never gonna happen.
I could never say never.
What about your girl?
Never
Megan?
said never.
And Nicole,
Yeah.
I'm working on that one too. But
You can't you can't have two.
I
That's cheating.
mean, one of them.
Yeah, you're cheating on
I
someone.
don't know which one is more likely.
Tyler's a cheater.
Bro,
Alright.
not just Selena Gomez
Liar.
and Victoria Justice put together.
Who is that?
That'd be heaven.
Oh, you're
Jesse,
saying
if I got
like,
darker.
He's just talking theoretically.
It's a pure theory.
That'd be great.
Maybe.
Anyway,
Okay,
So we do have a topic.
we're actually gonna move on to this.
Oh, we-
'cause I
we
said we were gonna get
we
to
have
it
a
about
topic,
2
but we
minutes ago,
haven't.
and then we stopped again.
Well, because Tyler wanted to adopt a baby, and why that's a terrible idea. Not that adoption is a terrible idea. It's just terrible
Tyler.
that he
I would be a
adopts a
great
baby.
dad.
Yeah, but you
You
can't.
don't even have
support
your
the child
license.
right now.
he's working on it. He's supposed to have done it this weekend, but I don't know if he did or not.
He said he's gonna get it by the end of next month.
At the very latest.
You know, it just takes 6 hours. Just sit at the computer for 3 and then done.
Yeah,
the
but
next
I got-
day, 3, done. So the next day after that, you go take the test. Done. 4-day process.
No, you
And I
can
was-
wait for it to come in the mail.
And then and then
You
Okay.
still got to take the test, but you get
Yeah.
a temp license.
hey, and then I'll send you my
Yeah.
EK.
2-week process.
What?
So
I'll send you my EK.
That's what EK.
It's
My-
Civic.
My old rice
Can I
burner.
go in Japanese?
No, not today.
Or you just
Konnichiwa.
cussed at us in Spanish?
All right. Anyway, so finally getting started on this. What we're talking about today, this is how to put it. It's something I guess everybody kind of considers, but they don't actively do so. You always hear people say, "I don't care what other people think of me," and I'm
Middle
pretty
school.
sure most everybody is, like hit that, or hit the time where they wondered, like, "I don't care what people think of me," but is that really the way to look at it? Obviously, we all know, you don't.
We all had those middle school and high school phases.
Well, yeah, but
I don't even know if that's middle school or high school phase. I think that's just life in general.
I think people, like, if nothing else, they probably hit it for the first, like, strong time somewhere in middle school, then again somewhere in high school, then again somewhere in college, then again every time, like, people start getting on
Actually,
their
in
nerves.
college, you really don't care. When are you going to see these people again?
But
It's true.
pretty much what we're going to be discussing is the line, because you want to look respectable, and that, if nothing else, that's theory. You want people to think well of you, but you also don't want to live
no,
by the
you,
code.
you say you give no F's to everybody all the time.
Yeah, that's what some people
You
say.
gotta, yeah. I was gonna say you gotta think about like your future too.
But yeah, I couldn't come up with a concise, like, one line or, simple way to break this topic down. Nothing that sounded
A
good, at
headline.
least. So, that works. You guys know what we're talking about now.
Yeah. Tyler, why are you bouncing a pencil between your lips?
That's not important. Jesse, you want to get the ball rolling?
Why do I always get the ball? I know this every
Yeah.
episode. Jesse, you want to do it? Jesse, hey, you
I
got
feel like
this.
you have a lot to say this
I volunteered Jesse. Hey.
I'll do it this time.
Yeah.
All right,
he
Richard,
got
go for it.
this.
Break it. All right, so you see, it starts when a man and woman. No, wait, wrong topic.
Yeah, I don't think we're talking about the birds and bees, Ricky.
Yeah. Why is that? No, you know what?
Okay, basically, I got
Okay,
fed up with
anyways.
these guys here today. Not
No.
today, this week. And I was like, you know what? I'm just not gonna give a fuck. Y'all get mad at me? Fuck everybody. You want to say I'm not doing something right? You want to tell me what's wrong? Well, I'm gonna go back and tell you and offend you and say fuck you, and not give a fuck. Basically, is how I looked at it. In all reality, I was just agitated and stuff.
Yeah,
I can't just
Jesse's
say
had
this.
a long week actually, or a long 2 weeks,
Well,
long 3 months.
but
Long life.
I think the bottom line is like, they were like, Jesse, you need to know when to draw the line. And I was like, okay, I guess you're right. My line's set down to the extent where I don't give a fuck. That's how my mood was. Anyways.
Then we got Sonic.
Anyways.
Yeah,
Oh.
Sonic with us.
No, it was Saturday morning when Jesse was like
I was frustrated.
I was being. He was in a
Oh, I was at
better
work,
mood.
so I
My
wouldn't
bad.
do
They,
that.
they can't see me, so that's when Jesse was in a better mood.
Yeah, no.
So anyway.
So, we started thinking and saying, hey, you know, we really shouldn't care what people think about us to a certain extent. But what's that extent? And that's what brings us here. So if you have any comments on that, go ahead and comment it to us, you know.
Yeah.
We'd always like to hear y'all's views. But,
We at least like to hear y'all.
so I asked you guys, what should I care about? Should I care about, you know, when people talk smack to me, or should I care about my presentation to people, or what I say to people, or should I care about if I offend people or not?
Well, what I think is like, I'm not saying what you can and can't do. I guess like I would make a suggestion. It's like don't just like go out and just with the intention of offending people. If someone gets offended by it for some stupid reason, like because you know there's
I mean,
like
all
we said
know me.
there is a line between like someone getting offended over something stupid and
Right.
then and then unintentionally offending someone.
Right.
I get it. Like, if you didn't know, that's fine. You know, that doesn't. It's not always going to, you know, it's not going to be your fault. Sometimes it will be, sometimes it won't, but that's all, it's just part of life. And sometimes you just have to cut those people out of your life.
Because y'all know me. I say screw political correctness, and I say
Yeah, you do.
I hate sensitivity.
Yeah,
y'all
we
know
hear-
that. Y'all all know that's about me. I'm like, society's too sensitive these days. Used to, you could be able to say whatever you want, almost, and not get, you know, flagged or something. Now you do something,
Actually,
get flagged.
I do
People
have
cry, people get mad.
I heard this on the
People get
Rush
triggered.
Limbaugh show today that I was talking to Keontae about on at work. Was there was this guy who called in Rush Limbaugh talking about like Hillary Clinton was at like this airport and like I guess she was waiting for her plane and she just kind of started talking to people and the guy's wife said Hillary Clinton is a bitch, and then
Savage.
and then that lady wasn't allowed to board the plane.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going too far. Like, I could understand if she said, you know, this is what I told Ricky earlier. I could understand, like, she said, oh, I wish Hillary Clinton would drop dead, or, you know, I want to kill her sometimes. You know, make something like that an actual sort of threat. All right, security, do your jobs. If I call somebody a bitch, like, hey, that's just me expressing a totally innocuous opinion. I don't have to wish pain upon my enemies, but that don't mean I gotta like them.
That's true. No, that reminds me of today. I was watching my girlfriend play basketball with her sorority, and next thing I know, the refs were calling some stupid calls. This girl who's like 6'3", 230 pounds, like it was a big girl, okay? Like, big girl, not like big, like built girl.
She
like-
was built.
yeah.
She gonna beat you up.
With this little 5'6" girl, you
She
know,
senpai.
skinny, you know, and she had, you know, straight bodied up,
She
you know,
like that?
trying to put something up, and next thing I know, the girl just runs right into her. Girl set and everything, and the ref calls a blocking foul, and it's like, ref, charge, hello,
Judge.
hello? So one dude called him out on it, and the ref just went irate on him and was like, and the dude didn't say this back. He was like, no, that's a charge, man. What? Come on. You know, nothing really bad. It ended it there. And the ref just went over there and was like, you need to shut your mouth or else I'm kicking you out of here, blah, 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 blah. And it was like,
Was it some kind of like official ref, or was it just like
just a regular student ref,
I
you
was about
know.
to say, like, you're
kind
just
of
another
authority?
kid.
Yeah.
What are you?
Just another student.
And it was
See,
like,
like,
you do
see,
realize like,
that's-
he didn't try to make no confrontation. He just stated his view. He didn't say you were wrong or anything. He's just like, that's a charge.
Yeah, he didn't.
You
Like,
knew something like this was going to happen the second you signed up to be a ref. This even happens like when 3-year-olds play basketball. Stop that.
Shoot, little dribblers were nasty,
See?
bro. Parents got thrown
Like,
out all the time.
that's actually a perfect example. It's like that guy wasn't trying to start any trouble. He was just calling it as it was, and someone got pissed off. Unfortunately, that happens in the world.
Right. So, drawing the line. Where do y'all actually think it should draw the line on everything? Should I say?
On everything? I mean, are we going to go through this like point by point? I feel like that'd be...
All right, where should you draw the line?
Arduous.
On what?
I
Let's
think it's
say
It's also like a personal thing for everyone because it's also what you surround yourself with.
Yeah. Some people don't care.
Yeah, some people don't care.
'cause I don't go out of my way to offend people. Y'all know
No,
that.
you
People are
don't.
just
You do not.
savages.
Yeah,
But
some people are savages.
Primal.
Far Cry.
That too.
They are just Neanderthals.
How about expressing your view? Where should you draw the line of expressing your view? Should I care about offending people, or should I just go ahead and say it? Because I feel like I'm that kind of person that, if you get offended by my view, then I mean, whatever. I mean, that's fine. Like,
I feel like
you don't have to agree with it, but you don't need to be offended.
I feel like whenever it comes to expressing your view, you need to be honest in it. There's no point in lying, especially, and you don't need to lie to others.
Yeah, it's your opinion.
Especially whenever, you're speaking about something that's obviously personal. This is my view. This is my opinion, how I look at it. But I guess the line to draw is like where you might be crossing the line with someone else is depending on how you say it, because there's a lot more. Honestly, there's a lot of importance in how you say things, not what you say.
The tone of
Of your voice, the diction that you use, the words that you choose to use.
How many angry fists you make at someone.
Yeah, how many angry fists, how many times you slam the table. But there's a big difference. Like, say, yeah, you might dab at the end of it, just let them know.
I'm done.
Dab. Anyway.
We're dating ourselves now.
Because if nothing else in particular, as of late, there's a lot of issues that'll come down to where they're, I guess you could say, hotly contested issues. Everybody has some opinion on it one way or another for the most part.
Unless you're on the internet, then everybody has an opinion.
And then some people are like very militant on their with their opinion, as to say something like maybe the Black Lives Matter movement. I appreciate it as a whole, but there are some parts that do get there. I guess you could say there's some chapters, some sections, some
people that just take advantage of it.
I wouldn't even. Well, not even just that. There's some people that are is standing in for that cause, but doing it improperly.
Al Sharpton.
I think it was at Dartmouth College. I can't remember exactly where, but there were black students going around and pretty much they were walking around the library, essentially like accosting white students, like, do you stand with Black Lives Matter? If they said no, they just essentially shouted them down and yelled at them and belittled them until they said yes and apologized for being white.
Wasn't there always wasn't there like one college where like they were just blocking the way for everyone just because they weren't with them? It's like, dude, I gotta get to class.
I didn't hear the story, but I mean, it sounds like something some idiots might do.
And people would just be like, yeah, I'm with it. Now can I go to class?
Yeah. And yeah, I will say I have changed my position on how I thought about that. I used to say, why call it Black Lives Matter? Shouldn't it be All Lives Matter? But after doing a little bit of digging and whatnot, I get it now. The whole thought behind Black Lives Matter specifically now, where some people may have put it extremely, like, like purely at a face value, what they were saying was really just dumb, and some people may have just been saying it in a stupid way and thinking of it in a stupid way, because some people are just stupid. But the meaning behind it being Black Lives Matter specifically is because every time there's some sort of revolution that may come around that may have started with the blacks, say like even the civil rights revolution, most of that grew up around the black community, but it almost turned out like everybody but us getting most of the benefits. So I get why they would like say specifically us now, like, don't join us because we're fine with, last time y'all came with us, y'all got all the glory and, we got the names on the paper, but y'all got the actual,
They actually
change.
They actually reap the benefits.
So I get it. I mean, I get what they're saying, and of course everybody may look at it to see that the results may not support that depending on where you look. In other places it may,
it probably grew from that.
Yeah.
But you always have those idiots that blow it out of proportion using the negative.
You always have the extremely vocal minority, and I think that's
unfortunately we listen to
case
that
of what's
vocal minority.
happening.
NAACP used to be really vocal, and now it's kind of back in the background a little bit. They're still there, and when things need to be talked about, they're there and they talk about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they're not on the forefront of things right now.
Right. Kind of things like that.
Tyler, any opinions?
As far as the Black Lives Matter, though?
Or just in general, the topic in general about, where do you draw the line, or...
As far as political, I think kind of what they said, I mean, it is important to express your opinion honestly and, like, kind of, not, Yeah, kind of without a filter, because there are things like certain sensitive topics like race, religion, and abortion and things like that do make people upset and offend people, but they are things that are important and they need
There
to
are
be talked
things
about.
that
But
need-
again,
yeah.
I mean, the way you structure your opinion and the words you use, your sentence structure, all that is very important.
See, I feel like he's a big PC kind of person.
No, my problem with the thing that everybody is this, like the big thing, with Donald Trump and everything is like no political correctness. I think, again, there is a way you can talk about things and not be like just mean about it. Not mean. I want to say something else, but
I mean, I don't think you should go around, saying, for the handicapable or, special needs people, be calling them retards and stuff like that.
Well,
That's not needed.
Not
You know,
anymore.
that's
Well,
going
back in the
too
day
far.
it was, but then times.
I
have
mean, I feel like
changed.
that's something, you can kind of respect because the way technology and everything's grown, people with special needs and disabilities and stuff can advance in life and stuff like that,
Oh, yeah, totally. They can live.
Things have changed so much. They're not exactly around there.
Yeah.
I feel like there is a
No, they're-
line for PC, but I feel like sometimes
But the PC is
It's
also.
like-
I mean, it goes both ways. There are people that I feel like are way too on the other side where they don't want to be politically correct at all and not try to like offend people. It's like with the F word that's used as like a slur for homosexuals. Like, I mean, yeah, people always say, "Oh, it means something else," but I mean, we all know what it means. It's like everybody grows up, and then like when something dumb happens, you be like, "Oh, that's gay,"
See,
but that
I
that
will
means
say
something to some people.
There's, I think a lot of people forget, especially whenever they start looking at a worldwide audience, that certain words mean different things depending on where you are. Like if you go to England, I've seen this plenty of times. You go to England just shouting out "nigga" left and right. It's not nearly as big a deal there because, well, obviously they didn't go through the same. Like, are there black people in England? Yeah, there's plenty of them. But you know what? It wasn't used as a derogatory term for them for, pretty much most of anything.
Yeah.
And from where it mainly came was it was a loaner word, you could say, from America. So yeah, they now know it, and they they've
music goes out
integrated into
there.
their
Yeah,
slang. and
They're getting a
whatnot.
lot of that from like our music and everything.
But there's a big
America's
difference
a
now. Whereas
poison.
if you say there was a mass immigration movement from Pakistan, many or at least countries around there, many of the Middle Eastern countries into England. That because they had like a low number of workers. Their workforce was not quite as big as it needed to be, so they brought in a lot of immigrants to fill that in. And they ended up being called Pakis, which just kind of short for Pakistan.
Manny
Paki.
Pacquiao's.
But here's the thing, we Americans, we might think this doesn't sound too bad. It's just like
It's
it's
fine.
just
Or
short.
something like
It's a
that,
short way to say it.
Yeah.
You go over there and tell somebody they're Paki. That is the equivalent of standing here in America, going to the hood and saying, "Yo, what up, nigger?"
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. That's bad. Like but that's once
And-
again you have to realize. Like I think you were about to say it.
Yeah,
And-
fag means cigarette over
Yeah,
there.
if you go to England
Yeah.
and somebody's like, "Hey, you want a fag?" What? A cigarette, mate? Do you
Yeah.
want one?
I think there was this is a little off topic, but not entirely. Like part of the reason like America gets a bad rap, like in other like countries and whatnot, is because like our very rich Americans go over there and they'll be like, "Oh, I'm so," they'll be big and loud and
Part of it
quite
is
possibly
we're just-
drunk.
A lot of our bad ones are just ignorant to other cultures.
yeah, and that's a problem.
And
Just
they
like,
don't care to learn.
hand signs are a big thing, like
Yeah.
saying okay in America, like the
That's
hand signal for it.
A-okay.
In South America, in one of the countries, it means give me a hooker. It's like
Give me some cocaine.
Yeah. Context and culture are important, especially when you travel.
I can even use this for video games. Left 4 Dead 2 got in other countries. What we see is like the thumb missing and then like a 2 sign, but being held backwards. Well, they had to change that in Germany because that's essentially flipping them off.
Yeah.
really,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
yeah, and like a lot of the other countries, they had to like the thumb was on there, so it's just like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't tell because you've seen the cover. The thumb
No,
was
yeah,
ripped
yeah.
off.
Especially Australia.
For everybody
Oh, yeah,
that's listening, just look up the pictures.
Yeah,
'cause
Left 4 Dead
You can't
2.
really see his hand over the microphone.
No, you can't. I still talk with my hands though.
It happens. It's a weird
Yeah.
transition.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I mean, I see what you're talking about. Continue with what you were saying, Tyler.
As far as the political correctness thing, yeah, I mean, again, like a lot of things, everything I talk about in life, I'm like, there needs to be some kind of balance. Like, I feel like there's people that are too far on one side that don't care what they say at all and don't care about word choice, and there are some people
My
that,
little
like,
fart. I'm a little far. I admit, I'm a little far on the not caring what I
mean,
say.
very
but-
few people are
I
dead
think
in
it's
this.
usually whenever you start thinking about it, because in normal conversation, you're normally not too
fine.
bad. But if somebody says like, "Hey, that might be offensive," then you kick it up the extra notch, like, "Oh,
They're
is
like,
this
now-
offensive?" Yes, actually.
Then it's just pushing buttons.
Before it was questionable. Now it is.
I can make it worse. Is my point.
But then
You,
on the
you
other
want to get
side,
offended
though-
over something small? I'll give you something to be offended about. I know that sounds terrible, but it's like,
That is terrible.
but it's just that's where I'm at the mood at now. It's like I'm tired of hearing everybody get offended about
I mean,
everything.
I mean, we all
annoyed
are.
with it, but for the no, my thought is always like, I get if that were to be somewhere else, but you realize it's us, right? We're only bringing it up just because it's a joke,
Yeah.
especially with you
It's
being
true.
upset about it.
Sure, we make fun of a lot of things.
Yeah.
I did see this thing the other day about
I get you.
like.
I'll get you.
I think it was somewhere in the Marines or something. Like someone they wanted to change like certain things like to gender neutral to like basically take out like the word man out of
Oh, like
anything.
airmen and stuff like that.
No, it wasn't
infantrymen.
airmen. Like
well,
it,
I mean,
yeah,
in
yeah,
that vein.
and make it to mate.
That's
Airmen.
That's stretch.
I mean,
that is a
alright.
stretch.
It's a bit much. I'm all for being inclusive, but sometimes it is like, I mean,
Let me look it up. I know I can find it.
And I think there's definitely a lot of places, especially we all know with the PC revolution going on, like we're in the midst of it right now. Everybody's trying to be all inclusive, and pretty much everybody wants to get so far on the preferred, air quotes, preferred side of the line that we don't even want to see it anymore. I feel like it's more important to remember that there is a line, see the line, and everybody realize like, hey, there's a line there. We may need to cross it on occasion, just not so that we do offend the people, just for the sake. Like I just said the N-word twice in this video. One with the hard R. Yeah, I said both of them, and it's not because I'm trying to offend people. It's because I'm trying to make a point. And there may be a lot of people that may be explicitly turned off by the fact that I said it, but I'm not just saying it. I'm not throwing it out. I'm not calling anybody that. I'm bringing attention to what needs to be talked about, I guess so to say.
context.
Yeah.
Even with context, people are like, "Oh, he said it," so
Yeah, there's a lot of people, and that's honestly, I
That's
think
my biggest problem with
I may
it.
have said this on the podcast before, but I know I think it a lot, and I've probably said it a lot to y'all just, in general. But I think everybody talking on the internet has really turned bad for a lot of places. Because as much as everybody, does deserve a voice, and if nothing else, well, hold on, let me edit that. I'll come back to that clause. But I do like the internet for the sake of, it's made to share information and, essentially shrink the world and all that kind of stuff so that people can exchange ideas and comments and opinions. We all
Porn.
sit,
Oh,
we
I'm
can
sorry.
all, well, I mean, that's there too, so. But we can all, essentially have that, dinner table talk all day long, all year round with people that we'll probably never see face to face. That's a cool idea. We could all really sit down and talk about things, but I feel like a lot of the internet has unfortunately turned into an echo chamber. And there's honestly times where I've thought maybe not everybody really needs a voice, because if you think about it, and I'm not saying there's particular people that don't deserve it or anything, it's just one of those things of, think back in the day whenever, there wasn't Twitter, there wasn't, I didn't have the ability to just say something and instantly millions of people could see it and it'd be shared around the internet like fire. You go back to say the 60s, 70s or something like that, you had to get on TV. Getting on TV in and of itself was already hard. You didn't have things like The Bachelor and The Bachelorette where your thirsty, manhunt, thirsty woman hunt turned into a televised event that people started, really just gathering around the TV to watch.
Yeah.
You had to have real, reason, real talent, real something, to even be seen on a national level.
Now, I think I can sing, so I'm gonna try.
Yeah,
On
now
TV.
you make 4 or 5 solid vines, and apparently that gives you the ability to start popping up on Ellen DeGeneres or something like that.
Or
I'm not
you-
saying I dislike her or anything. Just that was the
I
first.
love
thing
Ellen.
thought about.
Ellen's
I do like-
big.
She brings everybody on there.
Exactly.
Or
She's-
I say something stupid and then I get memed the hell out of it.
Yeah, or even at that, think about how many
Daniel.
think. Damn, Daniel.
Guys, we're just dating ourselves even more.
Exactly.
That's fine.
It happens. But at any rate, what was I saying?
Something about like
Getting on TV and stuff.
getting on
Everybody
TV being a
having-
big
Okay,
deal.
used to you like yeah, that was my point. You had to really like be. You had to, I guess you could say, really be worth it. Like you had to prove that you were able, that you deserved to be listened to on a mass audience.
Yeah, look
Now
at
you
Lucille
just say it
Ball
on Twitter and it gets shared around, and you might have a half-baked idea that you thought about for all of 5 seconds while staring at the fridge because you couldn't decide which flavor of juice you wanted that day. Now,
Oh, hang on. You are a greedy person if you have two types of juice in your fridge.
I do that.
I mean, in all honesty, you can have multiple types of grape juice nowadays, but you know,
Concord, red,
Like grape.
white,
Wine.
get the Merlot, get the
Sparkling.
white. But anyway,
Yo, get that awesome box one though.
now I think you have say a lot of underdeveloped thoughts being put out on the internet, as finished products, and everybody gravitating towards it. Maybe maybe they're adding in the parts that are missing. Maybe they're just literally taking a half-baked idea and thinking that's the fully made theory and we should go along with it. And I feel like that's probably a lot of where the the PC revolution has kind of taken off to, because everybody thinks, we shouldn't hurt people. Hurt feelings are bad. Like I'm sure half of everybody's heard about the video now where they went on a college campus and asked people if the First Amendment, not the first. Well, I guess it would be the First Amendment, the right to free speech be repealed because you can hurt people's feelings. Isn't that bad? And like people were like, it could be repealed. You don't want to hurt people's feelings. You realize if you repeal that, then you're literally giving the government
lose your
right
power
to
too.
dictate what you say. And that, you may at first think, well, I mean, I just can't say it out loud, but I can still think it. If you can't, trust me, if it's one of those things, if you can't get it out and you can't, give life to that thought,
You can't express
it dies. Even if you do retain that, what about the kids? What about the kids? They're not ever going to hear it. They're never going to have access to that. They get to essentially tailor what everybody thinks over so many years at a time.
And going off what you said about the the tweets and the underdeveloped thoughts, a lot of that happens with just fully developed thoughts too. Because Twitter's 140 characters. Sometimes people have thoughts on something and they want to get it out, but the people that are watching it, they'll like pick and choose which tweets they want and which ones they want to go with because they said something that
Twitter
like
makes
could
it rough
potentially
though.
spike
Like you're
a
looking
few.
at it
I
on
really
your
wish
phone,
that
it's out of
really-
order.
I
I
you
really-
can see like the replies to it and everything. Even like you can go to somebody's timeline and just see what they like tweeted, but people don't care. They see like the one
That's
tweet
true.
that's like, all right, they said this, I'm gonna run with this and flame them for this, ignoring
That's
like the rest of the tweets that preceded it and came after. Like people don't care about context if they can find one thing and then just run
that
with
they
it.
like.
I mean, I think we're all
Yeah.
guilty for it sometimes.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
we-
go ahead and say,
I mean, I
why
won't
do
run with
people
it.
make long statements on Twitter? Like,
No, I'm not just talking about
it's
Twitter, just
140
in life in
characters
general.
for a reason. Maybe if you really just want to put that big a thing, you just have to have it on Twitter.
They haven't
Why don't
changed it
you
yet?
type it up on Word or something
Oh,
like
yeah.
that, and then post
Screenshot it.
screenshot it, post that picture, and that be the
No, 'cause
whole
that's too
point.
much
instead
work.
of-
You don't want that to happen. That's why Instagram is mainly just tweet screenshots now.
yeah,
It's true.
I know.
It's
I want to.
So yeah, I
go
think
back.
it's just more because it's like a really quick way to just throw something out. It doesn't. You don't expect it to be like super prepared.
that's what I like. Yeah, that's kind of what I like Twitter for, just little short, points. But
Yeah.
whenever people start going on rants, like this is Twitter, 140 characters. That don't mean I can put multiple posts together.
My girlfriend's
Just
so guilty
one-
for that.
one.
Oh my god.
Yeah. That's
So
why I
phrase it.
tweet longer.
No,
Yeah.
let's all start a thing
Half of them
where
still don't
we can
use it,
ask
though.
for 10 more extra characters.
I mean, they're working on it to put more. So
Really?
They should just leave it at 140.
I think I'd heard that they might kick it to like 300. Like they're not looking to make it just long, but
That's too much for a tweet.
No,
though.
150 is perfect. Like I can make my whole statement and then like I'm trying to put like one tag in it or something. I can't because like it goes over 5
Isn't
characters.
Tinder more
I'm just
than
like,
isn't Tinder more than that?
but you go past
I
one
think it's
character.
500.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, guys.
300, that's a lot for a tweet.
That
For
is.
one
That's like-
singular tweet.
That's a lot of characters.
Well, people got shit to say.
I mean, remember that counts spaces and whatnot too.
Yeah.
And periods and anyone that's grammatically correct.
Yeah.
But I do also want to
Commas,
throw in something too that Dave Chappelle talked about years ago.
both
back in
quotation
01.
marks.
Is also people Google over celebrities too much, and that why do we
Yeah.
listen too much to our celebrities?
I mean, that just seems like that's something that's always going to be a thing.
I understand, like, they always say if you speak slowly and clearly, there's always going to be someone that listens, but people aren't listening now. They're really just hearing it and saying, well, Johnny Depp said it, I believe it. Yeah, actually, one thing that, we kind of have a big issue with, like, not listening, just hearing. I'm not going to say that I'm in full support of Donald Trump. A lot of what he said has honestly been, like, drummed up extra as to what his literal words were. Like, whenever it came to, like, oh, he's racist against Muslims, he said, we got to stop all of them, like, from coming in. Well, I mean, he did say that, but you remember the rest of the statement until we can figure out what's going on?
Yeah. People pick and choose what they want to.
Yeah, even I remember listening to, I think it was Michael Berry that day. Like they had, or I don't know, it was either the end of Sean Hannity or like the beginning of Michael Berry. Like they had they were talking about that like when he made that statement, and they kept saying that it's like. They said, like, and no, he doesn't want to ban all Muslims forever. Like, he wants to temporarily until we can get the vetting system properly done. And then they had, like, this accomplished Muslim girl call in. She's all for it, too.
Yeah. And this actually one thing I've been really paying attention to. Like, a lot of things as to how, like, foreign, citizens of America have started to think about a lot of situations like that. I was listening to one thing someday, and, it was, I think, up in Virginia or Maryland, somewhere like northeast, somewhere relatively close to New England, if not in New England.
Somewhere not Texas.
Yeah, somewhere not Texas. That's all that matters.
Best state, represent.
We put our state on literally everything we can.
Yeah, everything's bigger in
I
Texas.
mean, that's why people get annoyed with us, though.
Everybody, the world knows Texas.
Name 5
people
other
assume.
state shit.
People
Yeah,
assume.
guns and horse carriages. High five, guys.
No, not horse
We don't actually ride horse carriages anymore.
No, it's
Perpetuating
we never.
But we do have guns.
Yeah, we do have guns.
Not everybody, though.
No, I was about to say is like no, we don't ride horse carriages. Like if the tractor ain't working in the morning, they would ride the horse to work.
Yeah.
Or use Patton Turner.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, this is all wrong, but okay.
But anyway.
Hey, people from New York think that we ride a horse everywhere.
Oh, no, I went to Chicago, and these girls were like, your accent, you're from Texas, aren't you? I'm like, yeah. She's like, do y'all ride horses and stuff all the time, everywhere? No. How do you think I got here?
You think I rode
Horse?
a horse this far?
Do horses fly?
The Pony Express?
But
anyway.
I do like to have my breakfast with my gun next to it.
Yeah. We do have hats.
But they were talking. There was a large influx of Mexican immigrants up there, and they were pretty much calling for, and the school district was pretty much making it to where they were going to be teach all classes in both languages. They were going out of their way to hire like more Latino and more Latin principals and staff workers. Not even just staff, like where they can say, oh, like this is a lunch lady, like more particularly like management level staff, like principals and this and that on the higher levels. And I was riding with a man. He was an Indian fellow, an American now, but he's from India. And he literally said, "That's bullshit. You come to America to be American. You don't come here and say that you must like accept my culture."
Yeah, and that's one of my big things. All in the past of history, we never had problems with certain immigrants and immigrations and stuff because all those immigrations always
They knew
assimilated.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Okay,
you're mostly right. There
for the
were a
most
lot of those where like the
can't do that.
Americans hated the Irish, hated the blacks after
Right.
they were brought here.
It was just the assimilation that they ended up doing. They learned English.
Chinese.
They worked. I hate to say it, but it seems like
Some of them were forced.
yeah. Some of it was forced. I'm not gonna lie.
A lot of it was forced.
Or even if not forced, like you kind of had to.
You have
Actually,
to fit in.
I remember
I
like even some people from England, like they knew they knew they weren't really going anywhere, so they would sell their children, like not necessarily into slavery, but kind of like, okay, well you're going to be with this owner for like the X amount of years, and then once you're done, they're going to pay for all your work and
Like an indentured servant?
yeah, indentured servant, that's what it was. And then they're like, okay, well here's your piece of land, go at it.
An apprenticeship.
But I mean,
Yeah, that's
I
what
feel
it was.
like if I went to let's say Japan, I'm not gonna expect everybody there to know English. I'm gonna be like, I need to learn
Your
Japanese.
American sensibilities.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to fit in with them in order to get into the
Pretend
culture.
you're Canadian.
I feel like if you're going to any country and you're wanting to live there, you need to do that.
Yeah. When in Rome, do as the Romans do.
Yeah, I understand it does kind of get mixed in America because we don't have an official language, but
I'm not
a
even
lot of
saying-
people speak. Most people speak English.
No, we speak American-ish.
Mostly. We had dialects and everything. I mean, I've always been down for, a little bit more Spanish in like early levels of education and everything, but that's a bit too far.
Then again, it would make sense with Texas, though.
That was my thing. Like, it make probably decent sense in Texas, but that was like on the East Coast.
Oh,
Like,
dang.
it was not.
I really
even
don't know what
relatively
Mexican.
close.
I really don't know what Mexicans are doing up there. They must have got lost.
I'd always
Dang.
question it. There's even there's another issue like
I'm gonna
that.
shut up. I was about to say
With,
something.
No, say it, dude.
No, it's not.
Dude, who are we gonna offend? Who's watching? Or
Let's
listening?
move on.
I'm gonna move on. That
But-
wouldn't have
Like,
floated.
There was
we
another-
took the wrong pipe.
There's another situation like that with
Interrupt upstream.
Somalians in I think it was like Ohio or something like that.
Somalians.
And they were essentially, and I can't remember the exact words they said, but it essentially boiled down to like, we're here, and soon enough we're gonna be the majority, and you're gonna have to do what we say. And I'm like, this is America. Like, you came to America to be in America. Don't change America. Change into it.
Yeah.
It's become the point where a lot of people don't want to be the melting pot. They want everything, all the food separate on the plate.
Yeah.
That's not what we do. We shove everything in the same pot and then we put it on
Yeah,
bread.
we were a melting
afterwards.
pot at one point.
I love melting pots.
No, you love. No, never mind.
I don't know where you were going with that.
Me neither.
Now,
I have
as-
a point,
It's
but-
kind of a way to tailor that back to the main topic at hand.
Can I? Can I just mention like Sharia law for like a second?
Sure.
I mean, I'm not even trying to target but they, I'm not saying, you have your freedom of religion. I get that, when you're here, but don't try to, impose your religion on someone if they don't want it. I mean, yeah, you can talk to them about it, but don't force it. Like, you got to follow this or you're going to go to hell. No, dude.
That's
Huh?
part of the religion thing.
Yeah,
you know,
I know that's part of the religion thing.
Because like in
but-
Christianity, you're taught to go out, be a disciple, talk about it. Not necessarily saying force it on them, but
Yeah, no.
talk about it as much as you can. Try to get the people that are non-followers into it. And that's something on our school camps. We have a thing called Chi Alpha. They get you to meet the freshmen early,
Yeah.
and you try to be their friends. You contact them a lot, you hang out with them a lot.
Yeah.
It may be obsessive sometimes, and it's a lot. Because I got wore out on it, but
But,
They were trying. They had, I guess.
they had good intentions.
yeah, it's to show that hey, this is what a Christian person does. We're always here for you. We're your
Yeah.
family. This part of the brotherhood of becoming a Christian.
Yeah, like see,
Stuff like
I've
that.
seen it work like that, and that's fine. But I'm not saying like this is the only way. Well, then again, that's also part of the religion.
And if nothing else, we're like speaking, I guess, particularly on like Muslims, since it is Sharia law. There's a lot of practicing Muslims that that could possibly usher people like say atheists or Christians to change religions or even others by being once again good people. I think we said something about that earlier, or maybe it was a completely different conversation, to where there's the way to do things and a way not to do things. No, this is a conversation I had with somebody else. You can be an upstanding person that happens to be something else, and you might even convince somebody that wasn't okay with it before to like it afterwards because they got to know you as a person, and it turns out, oh, you're a Muslim? Oh yeah, I forgot. I guess I never told you that. Huh, I guess they're not all as bad as as I hear about.
You got another person independent of their beliefs. And
Yeah, exactly.
And that might change their mind on it. But then, and a lot of people say, oh, it's the media's fault for, constantly, talking about how bad Muslims are and how, that the radical terrorists are completely different.
Well, they're a vocal minority.
Yeah, they're an extremely vocal minority, and you have to pay attention to the difference. Now, that would be a spot of crossing the line, like, somebody that is playing it correctly, they're being a respectable person, and then you might have the radicals that are just literally like, I don't care what you think, this is what I know is right. There's a big difference. Once, like we've been saying, there's a way to do things, and you might not know the exact right way to do it, but you can usually go ahead and pick out and say like, all right, this might not fly, so this might be going too far. Let me not go that far.
I mean, we're human,
Yeah.
for fuck's sake. Is what you're saying, Jason? Sorry.
Well, I was saying, I'm reading this thing in my labor economics class from the Freakonomics books. You saw me buy it recently, Keontae. You were, hey, I was going to get that book. Well, it was talking about how people overreact and underreact and what causes these, reactions. And part of overreacting is, it's actually low risk but people react to it outrageously.
Yeah.
And
You
they
know.
get sued for the Fine Brothers.
I'm not saying terrorism is low risk or anything, but if you're talking about a whole group and a minority, they're a very small chunk when it
Yeah.
comes to the whole
The whole
group.
the whole
You
issue.
know. And that's why I think we kind of overreact when we, stereotype all Muslims as.
Oh yeah,
that,
I knew.
you know.
We knew an Islamic girl in high school. She was
Yeah.
a really down to earth, chill person.
Who?
Lena.
Oh, I forgot all about her.
Yeah.
She was nice though. She was
MB,
really
bro.
quiet though.
MB.
No, he wasn't.
Well,
Okay.
He was an
he later
atheist.
became.
Y'all
He was
can't
an
say
asshole.
these names.
MB's initials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of MBs out there.
Yeah. Michael B. Jordan.
He ended up becoming an atheist. I know, but still.
Yeah. So, but at any rate,
Just respect each other, man.
Yeah. And I do realize that, especially like I said earlier, whenever it comes to a worldwide audience, if we're not looking at, say specifically Americans and like the sensibilities that we have, how we, pretty much decide our morals and ethics, it may not be the same as other places. For those, that say if nothing else, we go specifically back to Sharia law, or even, maybe beyond that to say like Japanese, more even farther Asian, their sensibilities. They may look at things like very differently from us. Like here in America, people on the bus, the subway, and whatnot, they'll be on their phones, they'll talk to their friends. They might be loud. In Japan, like you don't do that. When you're in like a contained public space, you be quiet. You don't mess with other people. Everybody lives their lives independently. They just happen to be close to each other.
So New York,
Say Sharia.
except less apathetic.
No. New York is a vicious place.
They're like-
These are very like.
Like I'm saying
rigidly
Japan.
formal.
If nothing
Japan-
else, I should say Japan would be a.
You say New York's formal?
Once
No,
again, I
Japan
guess
is
that would be the I guess moral behind it now as to how people specifically act on an individual basis.
Like I said,
That's like
apathetic.
anywhere else. People, like may know what they should or should not do, but once again, what's right is wrong. That was the point I was trying to make. What is right and wrong is changed by your ethics, and usually your ethics and morals are decided differently depending on where you grew up a lot of the times, or how you grew up even.
Yeah.
So, going back to the topic of what this whole thing is about, basically you're telling me I can't ever just draw a line and say I give no F's.
You really shouldn't, no, because that's going too far. And like I said the other
So
night.
that's drawing a line too far from drawing the line.
Yeah, like even whenever he was making this statement the other night, and Tyler was like, "You can't do that," blah blah blah, and I'm like, "All right, think about it in all honesty. What Jesse's been saying this for a decent little while, but he's never acted that far on the side.
He's never really acted upon it.
Yeah, he's never been that far across the line. Like, he may say, I don't care what you guys say, I'm just going to do what I want from now on anyway because I'm mad or blah, blah, blah. But, he might play a little bit closer to the line, but it's not like he's sitting there and, just being offensive about it. He's still, held a lot of, like, I guess his manners and whatnot. He might, after the whole, like, is that bad? He says that a lot. Is that bad? You know what I'm saying? Making sure that
Does that
we're
make
on the
sense?
same boat that he's on. And it's not like he just, is putting his boat out to sail and, gives you a Viking funeral.
That's how I want to go out. Y'all give me.
I'm not just putting it out on the table and be like, look, here you go, guys.
this
Look
is
at
it,
my,
take it or leave it.
Yeah,
Look at it and bask in its glory.
right.
And I feel like that honestly may be it may not be the most comfortable way, but I definitely don't really believe in going along to get along, because you shouldn't just like play the game in order to keep moving through just with the least friction.
No, question the authority.
Yeah, question authority. Like, how would we be the country that we are today if we didn't question authority? The Civil War would never have happened. If America wouldn't have been founded, we'd still be in
American Revolution wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, the American Revolution
It's like,
wouldn't
you know
have
what?
happened.
I'm tired of.
We still be
paying
giving taxes 4,000 miles away.
Exactly.
Exactly. That's what I said. Like, what if we
Taxation without
didn't
representation.
What if
we
we
don't handle
didn't
that? We don't do that.
pay this tax
No
towards that
taxation.
country? I mean, what are they gonna do?
Come
We got
4,000
votes.
miles away and try to kill us.
We got, yeah, but they're gonna die of scurvy. That one guy didn't wash his hands. Smallpox.
I don't know
They
about
brought in
that.
animals, so swine flu.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, that was Mexico. Fuck,
No, we had swine flu problems.
probably.
No, we did. Wasn't there a swine flu
Yeah,
pandemic?
we had
We were in,
an
Mexico.
epidemic here.
Yeah.
Or
Like
we
I
were
said,
part of
Mexico.
it.
I said that was Mexico.
But no, I think when I say I don't give no F's more, I think I'm more of saying like I'm gonna speak my mind more, and if you really don't like it that much, I'm not gonna like try to baby you and be
just,
like,
I'm not gonna
sugarcoat
puss
it.
out.
yeah, like you're gonna have to deal with it.
Hey, you're
and if you
entitled
don't
to your own
like it,
opinion,
you know.
man.
Your own educated opinion.
Yeah, that is the most important thing, your own educated opinion. I get so tired of hearing half-baked ideas get put out there as finished products, and then you have so many people that, whether they take it at face value or they start inserting what it is they want to think it means,
Yeah.
and then everybody's all of a sudden like, wrapped around this new idea that nobody even has the same meaning for.
Yeah.
So what? You trying to say make ignorant?
No, I'm just saying there's no reason. There's no reason. Like
Yes.
everybody has a smartphone or some way to get on the internet. There's no reason. As much as I like
No,
fact
I
check
get you.
everything, I fact check everything from like reliable sources. But
Shoot,
like,
I tell
feel
you
like
something.
there's-
I just read out of the newspaper of an event that just happened. Let me go fact check
sure.
this.
You know, it's like like we
How's
said
that
earlier, people
spelled?
like go see a tweet and like run with it and not check it any further, even if it comes from a reliable source. Like it doesn't hurt to do like your own little bit of information, like research.
This is one that
Like the outfit
everybody...
with Beyonce, how it's become very controversial. Now the song can be controversial.
What song?
I don't know exactly everything about it. It's
What
just
song?
her
It's called
outfit.
formation.
Yeah,
But
her outfit.
different topic.
Yeah, her outfit was pretty much
It was a homage to Michael Jackson Super Bowl.
Yeah.
but the song's a whole different thing.
And,
which
well, and
I'm not
her
gonna talk
what,
about.
what people were saying was like for the people that weren't on the internet around the Super Bowl, people said that her outfit and everything was pretty much a throwback to the Black Panthers.
Yeah.
Whereas her outfit may have looked pretty much exactly what Beyonce's version of Michael Jackson's outfit would have looked like. You look at her background dancers or backup dancers. They were Panther
Yeah,
Party.
you can see.
No,
that.
yeah.
I saw
Absolutely
like
no
people.
But her in general is what I'm saying.
I remember I saw like someone saying it's like, you know what, that was offensive, but not in the sense that everyone else is saying it. Like it's offensive to the black, the Black Panther movement.
A lot of people don't know anything about the Black Panthers.
Yeah, it is actually touch and go with. a lot
But
of
it was
people.
well.
Like, I don't even know everything about it. I
Yeah,
just
I
know
can't-
the pros and cons about it, and that's it.
I can't
I
speak
might
about it
be
either,
wrong.
but they're just talking about like the Black Panthers were they actually did stuff to
They policed
To
the
get-
police back in the day.
It
Well, it was
in
needed
Oakland.
though. It was needed.
yeah, it was needed,
but-
and then the person went on being saying, but here you are in your skimpy little outfit that really does not really do the Black
Yeah, I'm
Panther
still a
movement
performer.
justice.
Yeah, but
Whatever,
being a
it's another
performer
person.
doesn't necessarily
Yeah.
entail you like switching it up that much.
Yeah.
But
But,
anyway,
you know,
A different topic for different day.
yeah, we
It's
might,
just
we
another-
might come back.
I
to
was
it
just
and add
saying,
that into
though, it's
something
just one of
else.
those things people just running with.
I
Something.
could frankly
But
care less.
Here's what I was going to say about the fact check
About
issue. Whenever that huge monster Powerball came through, there were just posts I was seeing all over Facebook and Twitter. Like, if you take there's
my
this
God,
many
the math
people,
is so
there's this
off.
many people in the country, and there's this much money. You could if you gave everybody a slice of that.
$4.3 million.
Yeah,
Hang on, I
everybody
got that
would,
tweet.
everybody would be millionaires. All right, you want to go back and do that math for real? I think it came out to like everybody gets like $4. Okay, everybody gets to have a meal at McDonald's, a small meal.
Yeah.
$1. They get to be dollar millionaires for a day.
Got to be out in 30 minutes.
Exactly.
That's what our McDonald's
Our
says.
McDonald's, yeah,
Our
you can't loiter at our
McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Refills only count while you're there, and you can only eat for 30 minutes.
Took me 20 to get the food.
It took me 5
For
to
you
get
at
a
least,
seat.
Tyler. Always forget your order, man.
And then take stuff out of the bag.
But anyway, yeah, that's one thing that I really wish people would do. Like that's something I believe really should be involved in that whole how should you act? How should you care about what other people think? Definitely. Do you want them to think you're stupid?
Yeah.
Don't say dumb, stupid stuff.
And you don't have to take it to the extent that I do, where you check like literally everything. But if it's something like you're trying to have a serious conversation with somebody, or not even, it doesn't have to be a serious conversation, but you're trying to have some kind of dialogue with somebody, like you should know a little bit beyond like the 2 tweets that you saw.
And if
Yeah.
you're throwing out actual stats, you better be knowing those
Yeah,
stats.
you
But
don't-
yeah,
Just
but
debate, you
yeah,
gotta-
even like fact check your fact checks, because I remember
Yeah.
when
Check
Was
multiple
it one-
sources.
back to Trump.
Because
when-
there's some fact checking places that are more biased to other things, and there's
And
stuff
some
like
that
Yeah,
just,
that.
because
like,
there was
Yeah.
that thing that Trump tweeted out about like some kind of police brutality statistics of some sort towards like black people, and then what it turns out was that those statistics he got was like it it went through so many people, and the original source was actually a white supremacist group.
Ah.
That happens.
And then
so often.
someone actually like found like the
What, the
actual
white
statistics.
supremacy group?
No, like a story will be written on like some kind of website, but it's come from so far back, like, and nobody checked their sources or anything. Like, it's happened recently with the. All right, this is kind of just stick with me on this one. But there was a Sonic the Hedgehog movie announced like 2 years ago.
Oh,
And it was
God.
recently, like, they said not too long ago, like, hey, it's still working on. But so many sites like ran with it, like, this is the first time they've announced it. And it went through so many sources and sites, and
why I check
nobody
IMDb
like
first.
cited anything. And it was just the story got muddled, and it was all over the place. But that was just an example of like,
Yeah.
you know.
I know
And
I
then-
saw something. I fact checked something a few days ago, and I usually don't do that. I just read something on the internet like it's probably a lie. Screw it. I don't even care what it says.
I'm
Pixar
pretty
didn't
touchy
have-
on what I think is real and what's not. And if not, I usually ask somebody else, hey, is this true?
I finally looked it up just because I'm like, I want to know what the actual numbers are. Because as some thread I was looking at on a website, and they're like, how do black people, manage to be so, I think they're like, 30 or like 15% of the population, but still perform at like 70% of the crime. So I had to look up the facts on it. Even if you really want to compare, black people to white people, and I say that just because they're the majority. There was only, I think there was like violent crime was like the only thing that we had above them. Everything else, like they were like a large amount ahead of us, particularly.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense too. The
Yeah,
majority is
they-
going to commit
there's
more
more.
crime.
There's more people, and on top of that, a little bit more looking to see like where the crime was perpetrated, just specifically on a race basis. So that I had another source that I was looking at. So I was looking at an FBI website. I'm like, this seems credible.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Let me check something else just to be sure. And whenever I found something else out that just broke like violent crime down by race. It honestly even said that there were the most violent crimes were committed by black people against other blacks at that, and that's why I'm like, all right, so I definitely understand where people say like things need to change, there's something wrong, but I feel like a lot of people aren't educating themselves, or at least they're not taking it to the next level and considering why it's happening. They're just saying,
Or where
this
it's
is happening and it must be your fault because
Yeah.
I don't like you. Or they use kind of like what was it?
A scapegoat.
No, this is like the name for the logical fallacy. It's like
Strawman?
No.
Logical
Post hoc
fallacy.
ergo proctor hoc.
Okay.
See that?
Where-
we can't even spell that.
I would have just walked out of the room.
Pretty much all it is like if this happened, then it must mean that that's going to happen then. Like I remember I learned it because of I think it was Huck Finn, where like they killed a sparrow and while somebody's dad was sick, and then the dad died afterwards, so they just quit killing sparrows because they felt like that
It was a
that was a
coincidence.
bad omen. But it's a logical fallacy. I can see why you would think that, but it is wrong. So I think
Yeah.
that's a lot of that gets taken on, and in fact, with the internet, like I said, like we said with the tweets, like taking a very short snippet and running with it, everybody runs off of the same logical fallacy, and then we just all start getting mad at each other about honestly the wrong things. Like
So basically, everyone becomes like the end of Reservoir Dogs, where they're just holding guns.
yeah. I've even heard
it's
like
send-offs.
I listened to a few like Republican Republican political talk shows, like most political talk shows are in general. But
Yes.
the overwhelming
Republicans-
majority, if you break
On the
it down,
radio,
Yeah, the
yeah.
the conservatives control the radio.
If you look at media, you're probably watching a liberal.
yeah, the rest of it
media
is
cast.
liberal. But at the same point, like there's one guy I listen to, he's a strong conservative, and and this one thing I do like about him, he's at least adult enough to say this, like
Michael Berry.
no, it's Chris Salcedo. But
Oh, that
anyway,
other guy.
he'll go ahead and say like, me and Bernie Sanders aren't that far apart. And I think everybody needs to, realize this. We're not that far apart, as in we recognize and think, the same issues are actually the problems that need to be fixed. Now, we may have very different ideas as to how the solution goes,
100%.
but they at least recognize that the same issues are the same. That's two people on very opposite ends of the spectrum. One is a stout conservative, the other is an open, proud socialist. There's almost...
No, you're right. Democratic social.
I mean, it's still a socialist.
I know.
Even if it is a democratic socialist, there's still like
What they
complete
identify
opposite,
as.
complete opposite sides of the spectrum. But at least they would probably be willing to agree with each other. Like, these are the issues. Now, we may not agree on what's wrong, but they're both educated enough to go ahead and say these are the actual issues and what need to be fixed.
Yeah, and we can keep an open mind and talk about it. That's why political orthodoxy is dumb.
Yeah. I think it's more the case that, people are so strong in, like, thinking. I always remember, I always kind of think about that whole thing of, like, don't label me. I don't want to be put into something like that.
We're labeled from the day we are born to the day we die.
I get why people say that, and I wish people wouldn't be so stuck on the labels in the sense of, nothing else like actual important situations,
Yeah.
like, Republican, Democrat, which one should I vote for? Don't
Look at the
vote.
issues.
Don't vote. Don't literally vote for them just because they have that D at the side of their name. Don't vote for them just because they have the R. Vote for them because you think they have the tools, that they have the answers to the problems at hand. And honestly, nowadays that we do have to deal with more and more, like as things move on, that they actually move forward and do what they said that they were going to do.
That's how Hillary's running her campaign. Vote for me because I'm a woman.
That's essentially
Or women vote for me because I'm a woman and
We
you're a
should
woman.
really talk about the party system one day, because I feel like it was about to spin off into that topic, because I was really thinking about it.
Oh God, I got shit to say about the
all I gotta say is,
electoral college.
I think
as
you
well.
can, say you're this and this if you agree with the way things are gonna be fixed. Like, I agree with more of the Republican sides on how to fix certain issues.
Yeah.
So I can say, yeah, I'm more of a Republican, or I can also just claim I'm a Republican. But I have some liberal views on certain things.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm actually a moderate. I'm a pretty heavy moderate. It's just I lean more to the Republican side on most issues.
And there's nothing wrong with saying that. Like, and if you are a Republican or Democrat, like, be proud about it. Like, the people that have the strongest opinions, like, they're proud of it. But it's just...
Unless you just start cawing and barking on TV.
No, yeah.
My
running for
problem is
president.
just when
Don't
you
just
start
be
calling each other names. It's
Yeah.
I get it. It's an ugly issue because it offends people, and it can, you don't like this way and that way. But like you said, it's like
Literally,
we see the same issues. We just don't agree
whenever
on
it
the way
comes,
it's
especially
done.
politicians, those are people we're sending up there to essentially dictate how the country should be going. You are the most important people to be having these tough conversations. Don't shy away from them just because you don't feel like it'll get you reelected. That's one thing I've always hated, about career in politics, because you don't
It
have to
shouldn't
get up
be a
there.
career,
yeah,
really.
it shouldn't. You're supposed to get in there, like try and do
Get
your
work
part
done.
for humanity,
Get out of it.
and then get out. You go on about your own life.
That's why I'm for term limits in Congress.
That's why people say that, like, presidents should be changed as often as baby diapers.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
I should get
I think they do need to be changed often. Like we have
You
the
can't wear the same diaper forever. You get diaper
pretty good
rash.
term. I like our term issues for presidents.
Yeah.
every 4 years.
I don't think it's too long. I
Max
don't
of
think it's
2.
too little.
Except for Teddy, he went for 3. I think it was Teddy. That
No, it wasn't Teddy. It was FDR.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
it was during World War II.
Before term limits.
Well,
They were
Term
already
limits were
they were
technically
already
established.
mentioned by George Washington.
They were
Like,
implied.
nobody should go over 3, and everybody's like, that's a good thing. So we pretty much went on general
And then
control
FDR
up
just
until
got
FDR, and
greedy.
he got a 3rd term, and then
But
they're
there's
like,
reasons.
all right, guys, remember what we've been saying all this time. Let's make that an actual rule now, so this doesn't happen again.
and there was reasons though. Imagine if he would have got out when the economy was just structured down to nothing. It was we just got out of the war, don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Well,
Wait, was it World War I or World War II?
World War II was FDR.
I think it was 2, yeah.
Was it World War II? Because I know Truman got the bitter end of it, like the last end of World War II.
Because FDR.
I think it was like
I know where I started
I
thinking.
don't know.
John
It was
Kennedy
somewhere
got killed.
early World War II. But he had to do something, and he's the one that said we need to do term limits. He was like
Yeah.
this was too much. Like this doesn't need to happen again. So
Yeah.
Truman's like, I didn't even plan on being. Wait, was he vice president the whole time?
No, he was president,
Oh,
and
okay.
then
Oh, after
Harry
FDR.
Truman was vice, I believe.
Dick Cheney.
No.
No, but no.
Yo, let's get Dick Cheney in office as president.
I'm
He didn't kill
And they
anyone. He just
apologized.
shot someone, and they apologized. They apologized.
He's a Walmart greeter.
That was
So
in Family
basically,
Guy
the
skit.
bottom line is I or anybody in general who's wondering when to draw a line, draw a line to the extent where it doesn't make you look bad, but don't get upset and offended.
But stand by what you say.
Don't
say
Or
it.
stand by your opinion.
This is the way I say it. You want to care what other people think in the terms of you want to be a respectable, mature human being. But, you don't want to live your life by other people's codes. You have, an independent, a free-thinking mind for a reason.
It's America, for fuck's sake.
Don't be just going around saying, F everybody because I don't care because, they have feelings and they're people too, but you don't have to worry about them as much as you think you should.
Yeah,
but
you don't have to baby everybody.
Yeah, be the guy that not everyone's going to like but will respect.
Yeah.
And not the one that everyone likes but doesn't respect. I guess you could also use that phrase.
So instead of giving no Fs, give like 2 Fs. Right?
I give 2 fucks a day.
You don't even have to put a number in. I think again, just context with who you're talking about and what you're saying is important.
Yeah.
But also, if the person doesn't respect you enough to listen or really even try to understand,
They're not worth
then
it.
cut them out of
They're
your
not
life.
worth the words.
I mean, I just cut someone out of my life that.
So no more ending the conversation. I'm Tyler.
Oh, dang, Tyler.
No, that's because when we argue, it quickly devolves into you calling me dumb.
No, I have never called you dumb.
I'm the one that's called.
I've never called you
mostly.
dumb, never called you ignorant, never said you were wrong. I was like, I
Nah,
just don't
I
agree.
gotta sit there and you tell me why you think I'm wrong and I don't get to say anything.
Nah, sometimes.
But
I'm guilty.
but I also,
I'm guilty for that sometimes.
but I will leave on this note. Well, one, I just want to put that out there. I cut someone out of my life that was disrespectful to me twice, and I let them do that, and I'm over it, and I've actually moved on, and I feel so much better for it. But also, I may not agree with the quote I meant to say. I wanted to say though was I may not agree with your opinion, but I'll fight for your right to say it.
Yeah.
Okay, have any closing thoughts?
Overall, be you. There's a line. There are some people that are just bad. So judge your. Decide whether you is a productive member of society. If you're going to be worth something, then be. If they are, be you. If not, be somebody else, or don't be anybody.
Or be a voice actor, because then you can be
Fair
multiple
enough.
people.
Oh, okay. All right, but yeah, that's my point.
That's schizophrenia.
Yeah, I was about to say or it's schizophrenia.
Dissociative identity disorder.
I don't say y'all schizos. Y'all are completely
You're part of the
mischaracterizing
problem.
that.
Am I?
Disease.
Dang it! Well,
Tragic.
we can edit that out, right?
They're gonna leave it. They're gonna let us
Alright.
lay down today.
This has been
All right.
another episode of the And Whatever podcast. Remember, you can get the podcast every Tuesday on YouTube. If you want to
I'm
keep
not
up with the...
Sorry,
What?
go on.
You're not done?
No,
I
I'm
know,
not
Jesse.
Go on.
I'm kind of dumb.
If you want to keep up with the podcast on Twitter, remember you can follow us at And Whatever Podcast. Or if you want to keep up with us personally, I'm on there at Tyler Chancellor. Keontae is Keontae00. Jesse is Jesse Trio 95. And Ricky is Ricardo Noriega 0. Tweet us. Let us know what you liked about the show. Didn't like your opinions on the things we talked about, where you draw the line and all that good stuff. And until next time, thanks for hanging with
Don't
us.
forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Bye, guys.
You have a good one.